Boop, boop, boop. Breaking news coming in right now. Today is a very important day because it's my birthday. Yep, another, luckily, year around the sun. And now, of course, I'm not as reckless as I was before, but I am definitely grateful more than I ever have been. And I'm definitely grateful for you, amazing, beautiful human beings, for still allowing me to be here. Again, without you, I wouldn't be able to be here. And that's absolutely incredible because almost every powerful entity out there that we speak out against, that we expose, is against us. But we're still here somehow, and in large part, that's because of your support on wearechange.org/donate. Sincerely, I can't thank you enough for the one-time donations, the $5 monthly donations, especially the cryptocurrency ones. They're having a big rally day today. We're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. Physical mail, and of course, if you're not doing well, like the most of us, supporting through applications that benefit you and me without spending a single dollar. Yes, we have all those options listed on wearechange.org/donate. And again, I can't thank you enough for your support, for your help, and even just being here with me means the world to me. Especially during these very complex times where when you speak out against very powerful, evil people, well, you get punished, censored, shadow banned, and 100% demonetized like this channel is now. And that's why in this video, we are going to be talking about all the important issues, specifically the larger divide and conquer one out there, meant, of course, to push for a civil conflict in the United States. Again, lots of crazy, tragic events unfolding all across America within the last few days that shouldn't have happened, that could have been avoided if people got the right information. And they're definitely not getting that from the fear-mongering, propaganda, disinformation, mind control apparatuses known as the mainstream media. And many satanic evil people get away with atrocious acts mainly because of them. And whether it's insider trading that government officials pull off, or just manipulation of, quote, the scientific data by the, quote, experts that lie about things like hydroxychloroquine, which has been found to actually help people dramatically, but the information has been skewed, manipulated, and prevented from actually helping people with, of course, the help of the mainstream media. And again, what has been happening with some of these top experts is absolutely just unbelievable. So, as the mainstream media protects evil people, lies about solutions to problems that they fearmonger about, they're also right now promoting and pushing the divide and conquer agenda, which will be the main focus of this video, specifically how, of course, we're seeing events just time and time again being manipulated for political power in the most bastardized ways. And this happens on both the left and the right, but lately more egregiously by the larger institutions, by the purported left. Now recently there's been a large escalation of many violent events all throughout this country. Politically and racially related violent events, which we've been telling you for months was going to be increasing from here, and it has been. We're here today, and guess what? It's only going to get worse from here, as we're going to tell you why in this video. One of these vicious events happened 2 days ago with the assassination of a black Trump supporter, which the federal authorities are investigating. An event covered by Fox, Breitbart, The Guardian, Heavy, and the New York Post, of course, featured prominently, while of course being totally ignored by the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, BBC, CBC, and the global news, since of course this story didn't go along with the narratives and the political power authority that these, quote, news organizations, which they're not, they're really just propaganda outlets for their special interests, represent and push. This is by large part why many people are grossly uninformed about what is actually happening, as of course violence is gripping this nation and only escalating from here. Again, just because you don't see it, it doesn't mean it's not happening, and at the scale and level that it's happening, it will only be escalating from here. And people need to be reminded that sometimes just burning down a Starbucks doesn't have greater implications than, of course, the supposed fight against the establishment while the establishment is cheering you on. That's a strange thing. But it also means consequences for the people living above the Starbucks, as of course sometimes it's a part of an apartment complex filled with people. And again, when it comes to the political theater that we're seeing promoted more and more by the big tech monopolies, many people don't realize that their actions have real life consequences, and it's not just LARPing online. And you could tell that by the increasing amount of violence unfolding just this weekend alone, where we've seen a shooting between a demonstrator and a person in a vehicle. Both, of course, were armed, and life was lost. This incident, of course, just happened in Austin, Texas. And just like we're seeing with this case, we're seeing the selection of facts, the nitpicking of information to, of course, push a certain narrative. Now, the police have investigated this matter. They, of course, interviewed the shooter in this incident who turned himself in after everything happened. The police let the shooter go after he argued self-defense. After, of course, the victim ran towards the driver with an AK-47. Again, a lot of the details are still murky. The police are still investigating exactly what happened, but it doesn't take a genius to, but it doesn't take a lot of IQ points to point out how this is absolutely senseless and should have been prevented. And that, of course, was not the only politically motivated shooting that happened this weekend, as at least 3 people were wounded when a gun accidentally fired during a NFAC Black Militia protest, who were, of course, promoting Black Lives Matter. They were there to demand the arrest of police officers linked to Breonna Taylor's death. Yet another absolutely stupid and idiotic event that could have been prevented if people had the proper information and knew how to handle firearms instead of just going out and walking into the streets with them. Again, a lot of people underestimate the political ramifications of everything that's happening right now, as well as the purge-like atmosphere being stowed by some of the elites that want us to fight together. And all it takes is a couple more of these incidences. These are already major events that will absolutely blow over from here again. And you could see that very clearly with how the mainstream media was pushing for this event to be some kind of confrontation between the 3%ers and this Black Militia movement. Guess what? They were building this up as some kind of major shootout, some kind of major event. Even though the 3%ers said that they were there predominantly to provide security, they weren't looking for a confrontation at all. Hell, there's even some viewpoints by the 3%ers that are actually shared by this Black Militia movement. And guess what? No one got shot. There wasn't a big fight between the two, and the only people that got hurt were the people on the Black Militia side that accidentally shot themselves. Again, if you are going to use firearms, please get proper training, learn trigger discipline, learn how to use your firearms. And again, this vicious cycle of attack, retaliation between the left and the right will forever keep growing out of control because of the mainstream media and big tech monopoly algorithms putting you in your own bubble, putting you in your own little circle jerk echo chamber that will keep pushing and pushing you to the extreme, while, of course, conveniently, you forget about the true culprits of injustice and all the things wrong in this world that are truly in power, since, of course, you focusing and attacking the average common day person is a lot better to the special interests than you, of course, going after them. And in part, this is why I have one theory: we're being put in the situation that we're dealing with now. And again, until we have smarter, rational, calmer voices that won't be getting censored online, because those voices are getting censored, we won't have any peace. And this is why I think the situation will surely get out of hand here, because the situation that caused these protests, that is causing this massive sweep of violence all throughout the country, where all of those voices and energies, well, they're only getting louder. Again, 2020 has been a hell of a year, but when you look at this nation being divided and ripped apart seam by seam, you have to speak out against it and continue to have virtues and morals that are against using force against others. And until society in large understands that it's not okay to force other individuals to do something or to believe in something, when humanity wakes up and understands that force is not something that should be supported and goes against human liberty and freedom, well, until then, we won't be able to have nice things. But hey, also, with the rising civil conflict in the United States and escalating tensions between China and the United States, hey, at least Bitcoin's gone up. So did gold and silver. As the problems get worse, they of course will rise in price as they expect more and more conflict ahead. So yeah, you're welcome if you listened to our advice about cryptocurrencies, silver, and gold from the last couple years, especially within the last few weeks with us talking about it. You're welcome. We are still waiting for the major dossier surrounding Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell to be released. As soon as that comes out, expect a video from us right away. I was going to say you should click subscribe and the notification button so you could get it, but YouTube might actually unsubscribe you, and you'll be very lucky even if you do get a notification. That's why check out our email list also on wearechange.org in the right-hand corner, which you could sign up on, and there'll be no middleman, mafioso, big tech, giant oligarch who wants to destroy and eviscerate anything good and holy from this world standing between me and you. So yeah, definitely check out that email list. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Literally, during the shooting of this video, everything went wrong in my RV. The generator failed. The batteries also failed. I'm sweaty like a hog because it's hot where I am right now. The computer died midway of making this video as I'm on a rush to make an appointment that I'm already late for. But the important news doesn't stop, regardless of all the obstacles in its way. I'm still here, mainly because of you, sweaty profusely, but I'm here because of you, and that's why. Love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.